Okay, so today we'll talk about Lightning Message Service, when it is used and how it can be used in different scenarios. So I am Ankush Agrawal. I am Senior Salesforce Developer at IHS Market, and let's start with the today's agenda. So first we'll understand what is Lightning Message Service. Then we'll try to understand it with the flow diagram, and lightning message channel is used for the message services, so we'll understand what is lightning message channel and how it can be created, and then we'll see an live scenario with LWC, Aura, and Visual Force pages, like how lightning message channel can be implemented, and at the end we'll take the questions if there will be any. So let's start. So Lightning Message Services is used to communicate between different components on a Lightning page. So it can be Visual Force page or Aura component or Lightning Web components. So we can utilize Lightning Message Services to interact between different components on a page. So in like current scenario, many organizations earlier were on Classic and now they are moving to Lightning. And in Lightning also, the early users are still on Aura and now they are moving to the Lightning Web components. And the old one which is still using Visual Force pages, but still means they are moving to the Lightning Web component. So in such scenarios, what happens, like now we go with the agile approach, like we just go into short span of the task and the project. So in such scenarios, what happens, a particular page can have multiple components, and it may be like some are on Aura and I'm just translating some to the Lightning Web component. But due to the fast pace and due to the resource constraint, like we just go in the batches or in the different sprints, we can say. So in such cases, sometimes we require to interact between different components, and if these are from the different, if it's from Aura or LWC, then either we have to use platform events or this new functionality is introduced by the Salesforce, which is Lightning Message Service. So Lightning Message Service is useful in such migration projects where the organizations are moving to the Lightning Web components and still they are supporting Visual Force pages or Aura components. So in such cases, we can communicate between the two different components, or even in the Lightning Web component or in the Visual Force pages, we can still use it to communicate between the different components. So this is a flow diagram of Lightning Message Service, how it is used. So first is like this, like so it works on PubSub model. So there we have a Lightning message channel. On this message channel, any of the component can publish, and whosoever subscribe to this Lightning message channel, they will all receive the message whatever published by a particular component. So in this example, if we take an example, like Lightning Web component is publishing some message onto Lightning message channel. So at that time itself, like all the subscribers, whether it's Aura component or web component or Visual Force page, they will just receive that message and they can just decode it and update based upon the message. So it is useful when we are having different type of component, or even in the Lightning Web components also, if two components are not interrelated or but still on the Lightning page. So in such cases, we can use Lightning message channel to transmit the information between two different components. So the here important part is Lightning message channel, which transmit the information from one component to another component. So what is Lightning message channel? So with this component can interact to each other through this message channel, and we just have to create this message channel in our org first, and it can be utilized in our components with underscore underscore c. So first we are going to create the message channel in our org. So just to make sure that we have a message channel directory at this particular location in the VS Code, and then we have to create a message channel with the and of dot message channel meta XML. So let me reshare my screen. So hope my screen is visible now, and it's a VS Code. So inside VS Code,
Yeah, it's visible. You can go get. Yeah.
okay, thanks Shaktil for confirmation. So here we can see we have like this default folder. Inside default folder, we must be having message channels. So if you are working first time with the message channel, so you may not have this folder over here. So you just have to create it whenever you are going to work on this. So first we have to create a file inside it, and we have to take its name is, so it should be and with dot message channel. And so in this today's example, we'll be interacting between the contact information. So I'm just taking name as contact message channel, and it should end with dot message channel dash meta dot xml file. So once we'll create it, let me rename it. Okay, so now we have to define the definition of message channel. So its definition contains with the lightning message channel tag, and the description, like we will be using this lightning message channel to send contact information. So we can change it, and we can change its name as contact message channel, and we'll be using light. So is export should be true, and we can define lightning message fields over here. So I'm just defining it as contact ID, and fields name, API name should be like contact ID. So these lightning message fields are not mandatory, but we generally use it to define a specific just to utilize a standard procedure that we'll be passing this contact ID with the help of a lightning message channel, or we can add multiple fields over here. So we just have to define the field name, and we can utilize it. But it is not mandatory that you just have to define the lightning message fields. You can just skip this part, but we'll be using it just to define standard procedure just to utilize this contact message channel. So now we have created a message channel, and we'll just deploy it to the org. So right click, and then we'll use this command deploy source to org. Okay. So there is some error over here. Let me check what could be the error. Okay, yeah. So now it deployed successfully. Uh, Let me change information over here. Okay, so we'll be using this contact ID to interact with the message channels as and when it will be required. And so in this particular session, we have three different scenarios. So let me share again because I have to just I need to share my entire screen because I need to go into Google Chrome and VS Code multiple times. So let me share again. Okay, hope my screen is visible.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So what we have done, we have created LMS demo app. Inside this, we have three tabs, as you can see. First one is LMS demo, then the Aura demo and Visual Force. So what we have done, we have used here two different components. First one is showing in Lightning Web Component with the contact details, list of all the contacts. And here we'll try to see the contact details by clicking on the show details. So if you can see right now, if I click on show details, I'm not able to see any information over here. Similar way on Aura one, we have again the two components, but these are from the Aura component, and similar way right now I'm not able to see it. And if I go to the last one, these two components created in Visual Force page. And similar way, if I click on view details, I'll just try to see the details of the contact over here for a specific record. So first we'll go with the LWC, where we'll just interact between the two components with the help of Lightning Message Service. So to start with, I'll be referring, there are few developer links, developer.salesforce.com. So you can also utilize it while implementing this Lightning Message Service or any other. So these are having all the informations over here, like if we want to utilize anything. So in our case, we'll be implementing message service. So we'll be taking help from this particular link. So here, what we have to do first, we have to import methods from the Lightning Message Service into our Lightning Web Component. So as I mentioned, we have two Lightning Web Components. One is contact detail and another one is contact list. So first, to publish from the contact list, so we have a Lightning data table over here, and in JavaScript part, we'll be having this handle row action. So as you have seen, like on row we have action which is to show details, and here we'll be publishing the record onto message channel. So just to publish, first we have to import methods from the Lightning message channels. So this is the syntax to utilize it. Let me just copy these two lines. So first is like a publish and message context. So message context is first of all used to define that this Lightning Web Component will be using Lightning message services. So it is just to define that we'll be using Lightning message services over here. And second one is we will be fetching the message channel name. So in our case, we have defined the contact message channel. So we'll just copy this name and just use it over here instead of the other name. And it must end with underscore underscore C. So now we can just update it with the like contact message channel. So we'll be using this contact MC in our Lightning Web component while we will be publishing the message. Also, we have to define this message context in our code. So here, let me define it. So this way we have to define it at the rate via and then message context, and we can define a variable over here, and we'll be using this message context while publishing the message. So to publish the message, first we have to create a message, and in our case we have this row, and from this row we'll fetch the row ID, and we'll create a variable which is holding the message. And in Lightning message service, we just have to define it in the JSON format. So first we have to define the attribute. So here we'll be passing contact ID, and from this row. So row dot ID will be the contact ID, and we'll be storing it into contact ID. So as if you remember, we have defined the Lightning message field contact ID. So we'll be referring it in our all the cases as similar. So, but it is not mandatory that you just have to define the same fields. If required, or if there is a condition, you can just define anything like raw data, and you can pass any information over here. But in this case, we'll be just referring this contact ID, and we'll be passing contact ID into this. So now we just can use the publish method over here. And inside publish, as you can see, first parameter is message context, and we have defined this message context over here. So we'll be using it as this dot message context. Next is the message channel name, which is we have defined as contact MC. So we'll be using as it is contact MC. And third one is uh, the message, what message we want to pass. So we'll be passing this message over here. And these are the three parameters required to publish a message from the message channel onto the message channel. So we'll just save it, and we'll be deploying it to our org. Okay, so it is deployed. Now we have to receive this message into our another component, which is the contact detail. So here, first we have to again define the same import. Like we have to import similar way we have to import for subscription. So I'm just taking this, although we'll not be using all the parameters from this all the methods here. So I'm just removing whatever we'll not be using. So for now, we'll be using these two. Similarly, what we were using in the publish. So in publish, we were using publish and message context. Here we'll be using subscribe and message context to subscribe to the. And again, we'll make it as contact MC. Similar way what we have done in another component, and we'll be just copying the name, and we'll be using over here, and it should end with underscore underscore C. So here we have defined the subscribe method and message context. Again, we have to define the message context over here in the wire form. So message context, and then we have created a variable which is subscription. And we'll be using this subscription to identify if we have already subscribed or not. So just to subscribe, so what we do while the page will load, so connected callback gets called automatically. Inside this, we'll be calling a method to subscribe to the message channel. So we just have to define a function over here. So we'll be defining a function, let's say subscribe to message channel, and we'll be calling this subscribe message method over here. So inside this, first of all, we'll check if the subscription object is already having a value. So this dot subscription, then we'll be just returning this dot subscription as we already subscribed to the message channel. Otherwise, what we are going to do, we'll be updating this subscription with subscribe method. We'll call the subscribe method over here, which we imported this one. And inside this subscribe method, again, we'll be passing the message context. So this dot message context. And the next is message channel name, which is we have defined contact MC. And third one is the function. So here we can either we can call another function or we can use the arrow function. So right now I'm using arrow function over here. So the syntax for arrow function is like this. And here we are getting the message into a message field. You can take it anything other than message, you can make it. So just we are storing the message. So I'm just taking it as message over here. And once we receive the message, what we have to do, we have to update record ID. So what we can do, this dot record ID, and we can define it with message dot and contact ID. So this contact ID we are passing from the list. So this contact ID will be using as it is over here to fetch it and just update the record ID. And to display the table, display the information, what we are using record not null. So we just update it with the true. So we'll be able to see, because if you go into HTML, so here we are using if record not null is true, then only we will be showing the record view form. Otherwise it will give an error because we are using record ID and at the beginning it will be null. So only when we'll be getting message, then only we'll be showing it. So that's why we are using record not null as just an indicator when we need to display that lightning record form. So we are updating record ID over here with the message.contact ID, and we are updating the record not null as well. So we'll save it and we'll just deploy the changes to the org. Okay, so it is deployed, and now we'll just go and see over here. So with LWC, sometimes it doesn't get refreshed. So what we can do, we can just come over here and save it and go back and just refresh the page once. Okay, still I'm not able to see. So we'll check why we are not. So we'll mention console.log. And we'll see if we are receiving the contact ID over here or not. We'll deploy it again. And here also we'll just see. console.log, and we'll see if message is published or not. Okay, so we are not getting the contact ID over here. Okay, we need to see why we are not getting the ID over here. We are passing the contact ID. Okay, I think we were not using the ID in the capital. So yeah, you have to take care of this in while you developing. Like it is a case sensitive, and we must have to take care of this every time whenever we are working with the JavaScript. Okay, it is not. Let me edit it again. Yeah, so now it is visible over here. So the problem was I used a small I in the row ID. So it is the capital I and D. So this we have to take care whenever we work in the JavaScript. So it is a case sensitive language, and we have to make sure that everywhere we will be following the same. So now if I click on any of the record, and if I click on show details, so for this it is showing me teams detail. If I click on see, then yeah, uh, the record is getting updated every time whenever I click on. So Stella's information is coming over here. So now these two components are independent, but with the Lightning message services, we can interact between these two components. So this is just an example. If you have like in real life scenario, we have multiple components on a Lightning page, and we want to interact between the two different components. So or if I just if this is a page where I am editing the record, and I just want to reflect it into the this table, so in that case also we can just use this Lightning message channel, and we can just update the details on the same time whenever we are updating or whatever we are taking any action. So there can be multiple scenarios where we may need to interact between two components which are not interrelated, but with the Lightning message service we can achieve it. So this way you can update it on the Lightning web components. Now next we will be moving to the Aura components. So similar way in Aura we'll be implementing the same sort of thing, like on show details. We want to see the details of the contact over here. So it is slightly different when we go to the Aura components. So again, we have two different Aura components. One is for the contact list, and in the contact, first of all, we'll be publishing the message to the message channel. So for to do that, first we have to define over here Lightning message channel, and we have to define the type to it. So type is just basically the name of the message channel. So every time we'll be interacting, we'll be using the message channel only over here. So first we have to copy this name message channel. and we just have to update over here type as message channel, and we can define Aura ID to it. So why we are defining Aura ID here? So what we can do, we can just refer this contact message channel into our controller part when we need to uh, just send the message to the message channel. So we can name it as contact message channel and just save it. So we can just confirm if we are, so yeah, the message channel and type its name and Aura ID over here. So we are doing the same. Now what we have to do, we just have to, so here also we have lightning data table, and on row action, so whatever action user is going to perform, we are handling it into our controller part. So we just have to go to the controller part. We have handle row action function over here, and inside detail section we'll be uh, publishing the message to the message channel. So to publish it, first we have, what we have to do, we have to find that particular Aura ID which we defined over here. So this is the Aura ID. We'll be searching it. So to find that particular Aura ID, we can use component.find, and dot publish message can publish method can be used. And inside this publish method, we have to define like what message we want to pass. So for again, what we have to do, we have to create a variable message, and we'll be passing the message as similar way, like into the JSON format. And here we'll be defining that contact ID, and it should be row dot ID. So this way we can just pass the contact ID and we'll just publish into the message. So yeah, so in publish, and we are just using the payload over here. So similar way, we are passing the message over here, component.find. We'll be finding the Aura ID, and then we'll be publishing it with the message. And message always will be in the JSON format. Okay, so we'll just save it, and we'll be saving it as well. And now we'll deploy it. Okay, so now we have to do the similar sort of work. Like we have to define lightning message channel when we're receiving it. So there will be a slight difference. So the only difference will be here is we'll not be defining Aura ID. Instead, we'll be using on message. So whenever there will be a message, we'll be using the method over here in the controller just to receive the message and take the appropriate action over it. So if we refer over here, so here we are just on message, we are defining the method. So here also we'll be defining, so update contact, for example. So what we have to do now, we have to create this update contact into the controller. So I am just going on to the controller, and I am defining a method which is having 3 parameters. And over here, I'll just define one variable as contact ID. And before that, what I have to make sure that I'll be receiving this message. So the message will be there, the second parameter, which will be getting the message from the message channel. So we'll be checking if message is not null, and message dot get param. So inside get param, we have to pass that particular contact ID attribute which we are passing from the message channel. And if it is there, then we just have to define a variable, or you can directly use it. So I am defining a variable over here, contact ID, and I'll be using this message dot get param and this contact ID. So I have received it. Now what we have to do on the component side, we have an attribute which is contact ID, and we have to set this contact ID with the what we receive from the message. So what we have to do, component dot set, and there will be two parameters. One is v dot contact ID, and second is the contact ID which we received from the message. So that's all what we have to do over here. So we just save it and make sure that we have saved it, and we'll just deploy it to the org. So on message, we are getting an error on this. Okay, yeah, because I have not used double quotes over here. So we have to use double quotes for all the attributes inside any of the component. And now we'll try to deploy it. Yeah, so it is deployed now, and we'll see if it works or not. So we just have to refresh the page. Yeah. So the contact ID is passed successfully. So on this show detail action, we are passing the contact ID or row ID for this particular record. And this particular component is receiving that message and just breaking it into the contact ID and updating the contact ID just to display the information of that contact. So now we can see that it is updated and it is just displaying us the contact information whenever we click on the show details button. So this way we can just define it onto the Aura component. And now I'll be moving to the next one, which is the Visualforce pages. So onto Visualforce page, we have like two components over here. Again, like if I click on view details, I am not able to see any information over here. So what we have to do, I'm just going to the so inside VS Code we have pages. So pages is used for like Visualforce pages. So again we have two Visualforce pages. One is for contact list and another one is for contact details. So here what we have to do, first we have to define the message channel name. So we have to define a variable contact MC, and we have to define the message channel name over here. So this message channel name would be inside this format, and let me just check the syntax for this. Okay, yeah, so this is the syntax for this message channel dot. Okay, and the channel name would be there. So again, we just have to go to the channel and just copy the name and paste it over here, and it must end with underscore underscore C. So, and we have to create a function to publish the message. So we can name it publish MSG, and here we'll be publishing the message, and we just have to receive contact ID over here just to pass it. So I'm using cont ID over here, and now here I can call this publish message on click. So I am using a command button on our page, and on click event I can call this publish message. So script, and then we just have to call this publish message, and we have to pass the parameter as so here the ID of this particular record. So we have variable CT. So CT dot ID will be the parameter which we'll use to pass it, and then we'll just use return false over here. So return false basically used to define that this Apex form should not be refreshed when we'll be clicking on this particular button. So return false is just to make sure that this does not get refreshed when we click on the button. And now we have to publish the message over here. So here we have like one object which is called sforce.1, and inside this we have like publish method, and we can use this publish method with the sforce.1 publish. And the parameter again I need to check, so let me just check for sforce.1. So yeah, so only the two parameters. First one is the message channel name, and the second is the message what we want to pass. So again, we have to create a variable which is message, and we'll be defining it as contact ID, and its value is cont ID, which we are receiving it while clicking on the button. So the first parameter is this, and second is message. So this way we can just publish the message in Visualforce page. So you just have to use the script over here to define the JavaScript method. And inside this JavaScript method, we are using sforce1.publish to publish a message onto the channel. So now we can just deploy this to the org. And in subscription also, we have to do similar sort of definition like first. So what we have to do on load, we have to define like we need to subscribe. So the message channel has to be defined over here. So similar way what we have done in our list one. So we'll be defining what is the message channel we are going to use. Then we'll be defining a subscription variable over here. So we can name it subscription. So just to make sure if the subscription is done or not, we just define a variable subscription. And what we have to do, we have to call a method subscribe on load. So what we can do, window.load equals to this dot message, or we can define a subscribe method. And what we can do, we can define this subscribe MC method over here. And again, we'll be checking if the subscription, this dot subscription is not null, then only we'll be defining it as this dot subscription as, again we'll be using sforce dot one object, and we'll be using subscribe method over here. And inside subscribe method, again the first parameter would be the message channel name, and the second would be again the function which will be having like the parameters. So what we can do, we can use arrow function over here, and so here we can check, we can create another variable contact ID, and inside contact ID we'll be using this message dot contact ID. And what we have to do, we have one action function over here, call apex method. So what this apex method is doing, it is getting a parameter cont ID, and it is just updating the contact ID onto this page. So we can see the contact detail on the runtime. So we just have to call this action function over here. So we'll be calling action function, and we can pass this cont ID to it. And so what it is going to do, if we have not subscribed to the message channel, so it will just subscribe to the message channel, this and the message channel name, and we'll be receiving that particular message into a message variable. And from that variable, we will be fetching contact ID and updating the contact ID. And it will just call the call apex method just to update the contact ID. So it is a little lengthy process over here in the VF page, but still, if you want to use this message channel or just to interact with the different type of components, you can still utilize it into the Visualforce page as well with the help of this script. Okay, so we'll just save it. So I think I have to check the syntax for window onload. Let me just check it onto here. Yeah, so this is window.onload and this, yeah. So now we'll be deploying it to the org. And we'll see over here if it works or not. So we can just refresh the page. Okay, now it is not publishing, I think, correctly. So again, we have to check into the inspect, and we have to just troubleshoot it. Okay, we'll be passing. Yeah, I think I did the same mistake. Let me just try with this one. Otherwise, we have to just check into the console if we are having any error or any mistake over here. Yeah, so it's still not working. So we just have to use console.log and see if we have done any mistake. Contact ID published. Okay, and similar way over here, onload, we'll check if it is coming inside it or not. Okay, yeah, so this is the mistake. I'm checking if it is not null. Instead, I should check if it should be null. Then we have to call this. So yeah, we'll deploy it again. Okay, still not working. Publish message is not defined. Okay, on click. Okay, we have defined it. Okay, so this is the difference. I have not put the function over here, I think. We deploy it again. Yeah, now it is published successfully, but still we are not receiving it over here. So now we have to verify in this one. So I think we have not mentioned the function keyword over here. Okay, still not able to see. So we'll just try and see with the console.log. Received and still this message is not getting called. So still not able to see. Yeah, now it is visible. So there was an issue here. We were having extra this closing curly braces. So that's why it was giving an error. So now we can see, like, if we click on any of the record, it will just show us the details. Here we can see, like, both the components are interacting. So we just have to make sure that we are using the correct braces and correct naming convention. So we'll not get a message error, and we'll get this work successfully. So also one more thing I just want to share over here. So if there is any let me go to the setup, and we'll just try to change this app, and we'll just try to add so let me go to the app manager, and I'm just trying to edit this app. And if we add utility items over here, so for example, I am using that Aura components, which is contact detail, and also the contact list. So if I add it, and if I just save it, so I can see the contact list over here. And if I try to show the details, so you can see, like, from the utility bar itself, I'm just clicking, and so we can interact between the components at the utility bar and on the Lightning page as well. So I'm not able to see over here because it was not loaded successfully. So now if I click on show details for another contact, it will display me over here as well. So first time it will be blank because it is not loaded and it is not subscribed to the message channel. But once it will be loaded, and if it is, so if I just try opposite, so I'm able to see the updated details on over here as well on onto the utility bar components as well. So this way, if there is any scenario where you need to interact with the utility bar components or onto the Lightning page, so you can utilize Lightning message services and just see the details. So yeah, that's all for this session. So if you have any queries or anything, yeah. Thanks for joining the session, and thanks for bearing with me while I was trying to resolve the issues.